You're watching Everard Junction, and today is just a look at the latest arrival to the layout. I've had the coaches for it for quite some time, but the power cars have only just been released. So this is the new Intercity Executive liveried Hornby HST. It's been on the list of things to be released for quite some time. Been looking forward to it for ages, and it finally hit the shops last week, and I think it's sold pretty quickly. It seems to be out of stock in quite a lot of places already. Managed to get my hands on one, and it's really nice to have an HST in this livery. I've always really liked both of the Intercity liveries, both Swallow and the Executive, and it's a perfect fit for the layout. It looks really good. Tooling wise, it's pretty much exactly the same as previous releases of the HST, so you get the nice heavy chassis, all-wheel drive, and the nice fine detail. Something that is quite nice that the new HST has over the slightly older sort of 2009, 2010 releases is that all of the lighting is integrated into a single plug socket, and it plugs onto the printed circuit board inside the locomotive. Previous releases and previous Hornby diesels in general have had at the front of the locomotive some sort of brass or copper contacts with some little tangs on the bottoms of the LEDs, and then you have to rely on the body lining up properly when you put it on and for the lights to work. For any of you that have taken Hornby diesel bodies off will know these are quite tricky to line up and can sometimes be fine and other times be a real pain. It's really nice to have the lights all integrated into a single plug, so when you take the body off for weathering and decoder fitting, you can just unplug the lights and forget about it. Unfortunately, there was an error with this model where you see Intercity 125 along the side of it when it comes out of the box, when it's brand new. That lettering is for some reason printed in silver. Now, it's white on the box, it's white in the catalogue, and it's white in real life, so there must have been some sort of last-minute cock-up at the factory where the wrong colour print was used. Now, I've elected to fix the problem. I rubbed the decal off and reapplied a nice white one from Fox Transfers, and at the same time I also weathered the locomotive as well. It's not a massive issue, but it was quite annoying because it's taken a few days to get it fixed. But I intertwined it with the weathering job, and in the end it wasn't too much of a problem. It's just annoying that it happened in the first place. You know, in this day and age, for stuff to be happening like that is a little bit concerning. However, not surprising. A number of manufacturers do it, and it's not just a Hornby thing. While I was weathering it, I also took the opportunity to weather the Swallow liveried power cars, as I've had those for quite a long time now, and they had so far escaped weathering. I've looked at a lot of pictures and done my best to accurately represent what these things look like when they're in service. They weather slightly differently to sort of more traditional grime that you used to see on, say, freight locomotives or 47s or 37s, because they were in front-line passenger service. They tended to go through coach washers quite a lot, both to clean the Mark IIIs and the power cars. So you end up with a lot of dirt building up on the underframe and a lot of dirt on the roof, but the sides are relatively clean because of this regular passing through a coach washer. That's something that a lot of loco haul type services didn't get. Maybe the carriages would be clean, but the locos are often more grubby. So these required a little bit extra care when it came to weathering. Something that did get very dirty that I've tried to represent is the classic 3 or sometimes even 4 spots of exhaust dirt on the yellow roofs. I've done that on both power cars. The exhausts are here, so you can imagine when the unit is at the rear of the train, the exhaust fumes will be blowing this way, so a lot of them got very dirty up here, and there's also just a general sort of bug splatter type stuff on the front, general dirt. But on the whole, I've tried to keep them looking presentable as they would have done in frontline passenger service. This was the sort of best train that you could get during 1989. This was the best that British Rail had to offer you, so they were kept quite clean. I have also weathered the coaches as well. I've done the roofs in roof dirt so that they match the power cars. It did look very strange with the really shiny black roofs with just the power cars. And although it's hidden by the platforms at the moment, I have also done the underframes. You can just see them there. I've done those in sleeper grime. The sides of the carriages I have left in the factory condition at the moment. I'll be taking a second rake apart to fit lighting to it. The first rake already has lights installed. Once they're all lit and I'm happy everything's working nicely, I may add a little bit of extra weathering, or perhaps just even some matte varnish, just to take the shine off the sort of creamy whitey colour at the bottom, just so they look a little bit more used. Something I've also done is convert this particular coach here. Those of you who are familiar with the layout and have been watching for a long time, who've seen this HST, the Swallow HST in the past, may remember that the TGS, the Trailer Guard's second coach, was quite badly warped. And it was always warped since the day I got it, but due to the rarity of these coaches at the time, there wasn't a lot I could do about it. So when the new intercity liveried coaches came out, in the slightly older revision of the livery where they have Intercity 125 written in the bottom, what I did was I bought a second TGS and I then rubbed off the Intercity 125 decal, put the appropriate Intercity in italics decal on there, and then weathered it as per the rest of the rake. So I now have a nice unwarped matching Trailer Guard second. One other thing I had to do as well was renumber this particular unit. I've chosen 43172 because it means I only had to swap out 2 digits. The reason for that is this particular power car does not have the second guard's window that you see on this particular unit. That was something that was fitted to an earlier batch of the HSTs. And you can see this one over here is number 103, and it has the guard's window. This one was originally numbered 22, I believe, so it represents the 22nd power car that was ever built. However, it was missing the window. So in order to make it correct, what I've done is I've numbered it 172 as per the later batch, which had the guard's window removed. So it's a little bit more realistic now.
So in the future, the only thing left to do is to address the couplings. I would like to get the units and the Mark IIIs coupled together a little closer, but for now just sticking with the stock couplings and just enjoying running them around the layout.